Hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever part of the world. Thank you so much for joining us again on this live telecast by my humble self, Gustav B. Yachu. Always a plumping pleasure to be in your presence to share fundamentally but very important information with you. If you're just joining us, please feel free, like our page, subscribe to our channel. Go ahead and click on the link. You'll be able to book a one-on-one appointment and you'll be able certainly to join me on a 15 minutes no commitment conversation if you have any questions. So I'm glad to have each and every one of you on the line for tuning in. I know it's been a few weeks. I was a little bit under the weather and I decided to take some time to heal my body, right? Because it is usually said when you lose money, something of importance has been lost. When you lose time, something of major importance is lost. But when you lose health, everything might be lost, right? So, in this new age, when we go after goals, we have ambitions, we have different dreams, we have different plans for the year, we have different things we want to achieve with our lives. Sometimes we find ourselves going too fast, right? And it's important to take a break, take a pause, sit back, and just make sure that you are, first of all, healthy from the inside coming outside. Because at any point in time, you might be as ambitious as you love to be. You might go out there and fight and grind and dig and make all the money and successes you can make in your life. But when you don't have health, good health for that matter, you realize just how elusive, how flimsy, how all of a sudden not worth the effort, not worth the time, not worth the pain that whole process is, right? So I'm glad to be back on the line again with you. It's always a plumping pleasure. If you're just joining us, please feel free, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our Facebook page, subscribe to all our different social media platforms. You will be the first to exclusively get our new content when they come out. And I can promise you, these are content that is changing the lives for many people. These are content that is making a difference. So today, I just wanted to spend a few minutes to talk to you about something which I think is very, very important, very capital, especially in the times we live, right? We're heading towards the end of the year. It's going to be the end of December soon and the beginning of a new year. 2023. I know you're asking yourself, where did the time go? I am also asking myself that same question, right? Because it just seems like yesterday I was celebrating 2022 New Year. Yesterday I was already saying goodbye to 2021. And it's the end of the year. What that tells me is that there truly is no time. One of the most valuable currencies of life is time, right? I was driving down the highway here in Texas not too long ago, and I saw, well, a little while ago, and I saw this billboard on the highway, and it's always stuck with me. It said, if you don't appreciate life, check your pulse. Right? So if you're alive today, you are listening to me, you have the chance to pursue your dreams, you have the chance to go after your goals, and you're listening to this information, and you can go ahead and share it with your friends. You can even take advantage of it. Don't hesitate to do that, right? The one thing which is certain is that none of us are going to get out of here alive. So make the best out of the opportunity. What are you afraid of? Why are you being too conservative? Why are you worried about taking chances on your life? Why do you believe in your pastors? You believe in people who criticize you. You believe in people who try to advise you. You take a chance on professors in universities and different academics, but you don't take a chance on yourself. You don't bet on yourself. That is not good, right? So it's a great pleasure to be on the line here with each and every one of you. And today I'm going to just talk for a few minutes about the steps to land your first tech job in 2023. Amongst the many things or the few things you might have on your wish list and your list of resolutions for the 2023 new year, make sure if you are not where you want to be financially, professionally, you're not where you want to be, you feel like you still have a lot of months, after the bill, after the paycheck, you feel like you're not really hitting at the level where you're supposed to be hitting, you're having that sensation or that thought like you're underperforming, listen to this particular presentation today. This might just be the breaker for you. This might just be what is going to change the game for you forever. And if you're joining us, please feel free, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, our Facebook page, most importantly, our YouTube channel. Share that with your friends so you can be able to get information on first hand. You can also book a free one-on-one appointment with one of us. We'll be able to coach you, answer your questions, give you information to help you make an informed decision as to what direction in tech you should pursue. The one thing I want to say upfront is that tech is for everybody. I don't want to hear, oh, maybe it's not for me. It's not, it's for everybody. There is no single person I know who cannot find something to do in the tech space. A lot of times when people hear about tech, they start thinking instantaneously, spontaneously about coding and all this very difficult tech stuff. Yes, there are aspects of technology that are core technology, and there are aspects of technology that are support services to technology, right? But I won't talk on that today. That will be for another video. You can go to our YouTube channel. I have many videos there we've recorded over the last many months, and you can see information as to how to start your career, how to choose a career, how to become a millionaire in tech, and all those interesting things that are real. Today, I just want to spend the next 25 minutes to talk to you about positioning yourself to land your first tech job in 2023. So while you are enjoying the new year, while you are enjoying Christmas, just understand that there is something lying ahead, right? So, welcome to the big leagues. And I say it's the big leagues for many reasons. Up front, I'll put it right there in front of you before we kick off. Average IT pay in the US is over $100,000, and that is excluding bonuses, promotions, and pay raises, which comes every year. It's the end of the year for people who work in the tech space. You are certainly going to be required by the 18th of November, sometimes by the 30th of November, if you haven't done so, maybe a little bit into December, to go ahead and fill your performance slips, send in information, your manager will write your performance for the year, and you're going to get a bonus. Some people get 15,000, 20,000, 10,000, 5,000. A lot of money goes around in the tech space in bonuses at the end of the year. So the average pay of $100,000 doesn't take into account any of those perks. It doesn't take any of those things, right? So it's just the bare minimum, the bare bones, and that is just the starting, right? So an average IT professional will make a minimum of $3 million in gross compensation in the 20-year career. I want that to sink in. Only less than 7% of America are millionaires. All right. Employment in the IT field is projected to grow 13% from 2020 to 2030. So 13% growth over the next decade. We're already in 2022 getting into 2023. So over the next 7 years is going to continue growing at 13%, which is the fastest than the average for all professions. So, what does that tell you? It tells you that if you're listening to us today, you are in the right place. You are listening to the right information, right? Only 15% of Americans earn 100 to $150,000 a year, and only 8.5% earn 150 to $200,000 a year. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, I'll say, welcome to the big leagues. So, as you're making your plans for the end of the year, as you're thinking of what you want to do for your life next year, please, 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 if you're listening to us, take this seriously and consider a career in the tech space. Now, to give you a few examples of some different technology solutions that are available out there and careers that you can build, right? There's a career called the Scrum Master Safe Scrum Master career in IT. And a Scrum Master is basically something like a project manager. You are not really a core technology, so you don't do things like coding, you're not running databases, but you work with all these technological pieces to bring them together and get them to achieve the goals of the team through an organized and structured system of delivery called the agile system of delivery, which is basically through a system, a methodology called the Scrum methodology, right? I don't want to get into more detail, but that is what it is. The average pay for that is $120,000 a year. Right, an AWS certified solutions architect. Of course, most people who come to us have heard about AWS. That's the number one cloud solution provider in the world, right? An average pay for an AWS solutions architect is $122,000 a year, right? And an average for an AWS DevOps engineer. There is a solutions architect, there is a DevOps engineer. The DevOps engineer and the solutions architect usually work in very complementary fashion because they all run the AWS systems, right? I won't go into the technological details. We have another video on the YouTube channel where you can get all that information from. But if you're just joining us, we're welcoming you. Go ahead and click on the link and book a one-on-one appointment. It's free, no commitment. You're going to be talking to me or somebody from our team, and we'll give you information free that otherwise you need to pay for on how to get started your IT career, right? So in terms of the programs that we offer and the programs that are available in the IT space, we also have Oracle Database Administrator. The Oracle Database Administrator, the average pay is about $115,000 a year. So you also have you have cybersecurity, the cybersecurity career. You have networking careers. You have database careers. You have web development careers, right? You have networking careers. You have storage management careers. You have platform management careers. They're all different kinds of tech careers in the tech space. But what I'm just saying today, what I want to impress upon you is the necessity to choose one, take action, and get going. So the natural question that will come to your mind is, how do I choose a program to get started? But before you even get to the how, don't worry about the how. When you have the why, the how will show up. I want you to, first of all, after listening to this video and making a decision that you want to get in the tech space, just find the reasons why you want to. And the reasons don't have to have anything to do with your passion for tech first. If it does, that is a good thing. That is a plus. Don't get me wrong. But I want you to find reasons that are deep and fundamental. For me, when I got into space 11 years ago, my why was simple. I just couldn't work the long hours I was working as a nurse and making the little money I was making and not seeing my family and not being able to entertain the thought at that time that should my father call me and say, "My son, I am sick. I need $5,000 to go to the hospital." I didn't have $5,000 anywhere on earth. I could just take and give my father without having to borrow from somebody, beg, go to the bank, or swipe a credit card. That was my why. When I learned of the opportunity, that was enough to drive me to the brink. And I said, you know what? I am going to pursue this opportunity, and I'm going to pursue this opportunity with the last strand of energy and muscle I have in my body. And that is what I want to translate, and I hope I translate to you today, right? So, how do you get started? A couple of things. The first thing, just do some basic research. Yeah. And the beautiful thing about the life we live today, right? They say there is God and there is Google. Because everything you need in life today, you probably can Google it and you'll get some information. Unfortunately, not everything on Google is true because it's an open source program where everybody can post any kind of information. So you need to verify. But that is a good beginning spot to research a little bit, right? Just do some basic research. Highest paying career, tech careers. What are the tech careers that are easiest to get into? Or what are the tech careers with long-lasting career prospects? Just do that, right? The next thing I want to encourage you to do, talk to IT people. If you know anybody who is in the IT or the tech space, you know anybody who works in that space, just talk to them casually. Buy them lunch or call them on the phone or invite them for coffee and just ask them, so what do you do in IT? What area do you work in? How is work for you? What do you do on a day-to-day basis? What did it take for you to get into that kind of position of to get the skills you needed? And then he will start giving you some ideas as to what it takes, as to what it entails the skill set and that kind of thing, or if it's something that you might like, because different people have different affinities to different things, right? You might like networking, you might like database administration, you might like agile technologies like myself, you might like cloud technologies, all those different things, right? The next thing you want to do after that is identify the program you want to pursue. It's usually said you cannot be a general. If you live life like a wandering generality, you will end up a calamity. So you have to choose one thing and pursue that one thing till it works. I want you to listen to me and listen to me carefully. Choose one thing and pursue that one thing till it works. We live in a time when people are very impatient. They start with one thing and in 6 months, 5 months, it's not successful yet, or they abandon and they are moving to the next thing. The next thing you know, you will spend 3 years doing nothing because you'll be bouncing from one program to another to another. It doesn't work like that. Here for me, the program you are going to use to get into the tech industry might not be the program you end your career doing, but it's okay. What you're trying to do is to get that first program that gets you through the door. Once you are in the industry, then you can have, as you grow in your career, you have better understanding of what the available opportunities are. You would also start identifying your own strengths and the things that you are good at and the things that you really want to do and the areas which you want to focus, and you start going in that direction. If anybody tells you that you know what you really like in tech before you get into the industry, the person is lying to you because you don't know what you don't know. There is no way you would understand technology without working in the industry. That's when you start understanding all the different branches of technology and what all the different technologies do, even if you don't master it, but you have an idea, right? So the next important thing is to identify the program you want to pursue and don't spend too much time trying to identify. Once you have a little bit of idea, that's why you can book a one-on-one appointment with us and we'll be able to coach you and talk to you and give you an idea of the different programs and what you should be able to pursue and what we believe you will be most successful at. Once you identify that program, enroll immediately into a training course. Don't delay. Don't identify a program and then you say, no, I'll enroll next year, or I'll enroll in 2 months, or I'll enroll after this. No, delay is a thief of time. Procrastination usually pushes you and propels you to doom because you would always think you have time, but truly you don't have time. Right? The greatest achievements in your life will happen in your most uncomfortable zones. Whenever you are comfortable in life, it's hard to push yourself, it's hard to achieve. You will only achieve significantly when you're uncomfortable. I'm originally from Cameroon, and if you're watching the Soccer World Cup, I just came through from watching a game we played against the great nation of Brazil. Brazil is rated the number one nation coming into the World Cup. And strangely enough, for most people who were watching based on what was on the paper, they would say it's changed. We beat Brazil. But in my heart, I was convinced that our national team, which was classified, I think, the 60th or the 67th, was going to beat Brazil because we're trying to qualify for the next round. Unfortunately, we beat Brazil, but we didn't have enough points to qualify for the next round. But what is interesting about this, why I bring up this, is once you enroll in a program, once you engage in something, don't postpone the decision to attack. When we started the game today, we didn't delay. We started attacking the Brazilians. We brought the game to them. We made them understand we are not coming to defend. We are not coming here afraid. We are not coming here to respect them. We are coming here to win because we want to win and we deserve to win. So once you identify the program you want to do, don't spend time trying to postpone the decision to enroll because that is what is going to keep you in a comfort zone and you're going to lose your ambition and you're going to lose your destiny. I'm talking here about destinies today, right? So once you identify the program, enroll and take a training course. Once you take a training course and you finish with that, engage with a mentor, engage with somebody who is going in that direction or who is already in that direction. That is how here us at Icon IT we can help you. We can provide you that environment of engagement after your training, which we offer to. We can provide you that environment of of mentorship. We can connect you to mentors, even if it doesn't necessarily something we do. We know people will do those things, and we can connect you with them, and they can help guide you in that process, right? Also, very important in the position in the process of trying to land your first tech job in 2023, you have to also earn industry certifications. I like to talk about this one because it's very important. It's not only important because it's part of the industry, but it's important because in the IT industry, in the tech space, certifications are capital. In fact, because of lack of talent, a lot of companies are starting to focus more on certification than degrees. What I mean by that is simple. In recent times, companies like Google, like Facebook, they have programs where they put computers and give people a chance to do some work on the computer. And if you're successful at doing that, they hire you on the spot. They don't care whether you have a GED or you have a master's or you have a PhD. They hire you on the spot. They start paying you six figures and above. Because at the end of the day, what produces results in the IT industry is skill. And the skills, most of the skills can be learned. And to learn and understand those skills doesn't necessarily take a certain academic qualification. It just takes a certain way of thinking and a certain desire to want to learn. The people who are the most successful in the IT industry are the people who spend the most amount of time learning about the program they work on, whether it's coding, whether it's networking, whether it's database administration. They spend enormous amounts of time learning. So if you're hungry enough, which I believe you are, that's why you're watching me today. If you are determined enough, which I know you are, because your back is against the wall. If you're watching, you're looking for something, you're finding an answer. It's because enough is enough. You're sick and tired of earning below what you're supposed to be earning. You're sick and tired of living a life that you know you deserve better. Our job here is to provide you an option. Our job is to show you a pathway, is to show you another way by which you can certainly evolve, build a beautiful life, work in an industry where you build a long lasting career, make a lot of money, become a millionaire. And I say that with no doubt in my mind because it is true. I see young people today in the tech industry not doing anything special, just working regularly, saving up money, investing wisely, and in 10, 15 years, they are worth $1 million more or more. They are not geniuses. They are not special human beings. They are just people who listen to information like this and take action on it, right? The next thing and most important after garnering, after doing some research, talking to IT people, identify the program. Now you take the you enroll, you take the training, you engage with the mentor, you earn some certifications in the area where you want to pursue as a career. You start applying for jobs. The application process to get a job in IT is a job in itself. I'm not trying to scare you, okay? I'm just trying to be transparent with you, but it is worth it. Like with everything, if you want to apply for a McDonald's job, I tell a lot of people I coach, a lot of mentees I coach, I say if you want to apply for a McDonald's job, you'll probably go through about 4 or 5 interviews. And that job is going to pay you maybe $12 an hour minimum wage. What more of a job that is going to pay you 100,000 and put you in the position to be amongst the top 8% or top 15% of earners in America? There is a process, there's a certain price you have to pay, but the price is not steep. I can guarantee you. You know what? It is usually said if you think the price is steep, think about the price you're paying now, making what you're making. Does it now start making sense? So you have to apply, and we generally recommend 15 to 20 applications a day. What that does, it's a numbers game. It expands your probability. It opens you up to a lot more recruiters, and it puts your resume in front of a lot more recruiters. So it increases your chances of being called back, and getting an interview lined up. Remember, you cannot get a job without an interview. You cannot get an omelette without breaking the egg, right? So if you want an omelette, you have to break the egg. If you want a job, you have to apply for jobs, right? And when you apply for jobs till you get a job. Apply for jobs till you get a job. A lot of people I've talked to, I've helped, I've coached, a lot of people who have come to our program. A lot of times I am so embarrassed when they tell me, Mr. Achu, I've been applying for jobs now for 4 months. I've had 2 interviews and I'm not getting much coming through the pipeline. I'm going to give up on this thing. And I laugh. And I ask them, how much did you make the previous year? They tell me $40,000. I say, how much is the starting salary for what you're applying for in the tech space? It will be about 110,000. I say, how many $40,000 do you have in 110,000? You have two and a half, 2.25, $40,000. Yeah, 2.75, $40,000, right? So what you're really telling me is that with what you're making presently, 40,000, even if it takes you 2.5 years to get your first IT job, you haven't lost anything. Are we together? And the reason I say that is because a lot of times people don't think about the sacrifice like that. People think about the sacrifice as an isolated incident. It is not. You are making a sacrifice to get better from where you are, because where you are is painful enough. Where you are is so uncomfortable, right? So it's a great opportunity for you listening to us. Thank you for joining. If you are listening, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Click on the subscribe button, click on the bell. So every time we have a new video, you will be the first person to be notified. Please share our videos, invite your friends and family to join our communities on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on YouTube, and book a one-on-one appointment, and you'll be able to have a 15 minutes no commitment time with me. One of our team members will advise you on the best path to follow, how to get started. 2023 is your year. 2023 is a year for economic revolution. 2023 is going to be a year for people like you watching me, who are really hungry enough, who want to change their life, and who want to do something significantly different to get going. I hope you have a wonderful evening. You have a great night. You have a great afternoon, whatever part of the world you are. And don't forget, it doesn't matter what geography you were born, it doesn't matter what circumstances you grew up in, it doesn't matter some of the challenges you've been through with your life thus far. I want to tell you that whatever any circumstance or anybody made you to subconsciously believe and hang on to that, I want to remind you that you are enough, that you have all what it takes, the intellect, the strength, the physical ability to be successful at all you put your mind to it. So as you go out there, be well, be blessed, and never forget to be a blessing to somebody. See you at the top.